Hello, Oracles. Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. Well, week one is done of Elon selling his stock. How much more will he have to go? Today, we're going to discuss that in the short term and my reasons as to why Tesla stock is going to 3x in 2022. So based on the Form 4 filings that we have seen so far, Elon has sold about $7 billion worth of his stock. That's about 1/3 of what he was saying he was going to sell. Is he going to continue with that? Nobody knows. Hell, he may make a tweet over this weekend and say, hey, I sold enough, I'm good to go. Sorry, I didn't do 10%, but all of us Tesla fans honestly don't care. We don't give a crap what he does. He can do whatever he wants. And so that's how he's going to roll. Who knows? But if he holds true to his word and it continues to go with the 10% and he stays on the pace that he's going, we probably have about 2 weeks left of this selling. And honestly, it doesn't look like it's consistent selling. Like he sold 600,000 shares on Thursday, twice that amount at 1.2 million on Friday. Elon is a smart guy, so he's got to have some reasoning for why he's doing this. I don't know if it was all pre-planned. I don't know if he's kind of seeing how the price action is and then selling it based on that. We may know later. Maybe he'll tell us. Maybe he won't. Who knows? But just kind of judging by that, it doesn't seem like it's consistent every day. So let's see how this upcoming week plays out and maybe we can kind of get a feel for it. I'm wondering if maybe he's trying to keep the price even and level and not too much. I'm seeing it kind of hovering around the 1,000 to 1,050 mark. But if you saw my video from last night, based upon how Tesla surges and comes down every time, it seems like it comes down about 50 to 55%, which would put it around the 950 to 975 mark if that's where it's going to settle after this time. Don't know. All I know is that whatever's going to happen at short term, and consolidation is a great thing for the stock. So for anybody out there who may be panicking, maybe you bought in at 1,200, don't worry about it. That's going to be fine in the long term. My bigger concern right now is where's it going to consolidate? Because wherever it consolidates is where I'm going to start buying in heavier. Once we see a leveling off of the stock price for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a shot, sitting there sort of like where it was between the 650 and 750 range, when it hits that, that's where I'm going to start putting a little bit more money in because I know full well from there it's going to push up fast. So in the short term, while all of this is going on, I think personally, my beliefs, based off of what I have seen, think that this stock is going to probably consolidate around the $1,000 mark. We're going to sit there for maybe a month or so, probably going through December. And then when we hit those Q4 numbers, that's where everybody's mind's going to go sort of like they did for Q3. And then we're going to shoot up to like $1,400, maybe $1,500 after the Q4 report. And now on to my reasons why I think Tesla's going to 3x next year. And when I say 3x, I mean 3x from about that $1,000 mark. So we could potentially get ourselves to that $3,000 mark by the end of next year. Here are my reasons why. Tesla's demand right now is so high, they have literally sold out all of their cars for next year. Almost. There's a few, like for instance, my Model Y, October is the delivery date. Model S and X are March of 2023. You can still get the Plaid sooner, but like the base models of all of their cars are a year out or more. Model 3, you're looking at a 10-month lead time. So that's just now. Tesla keeps on cranking up all of their prices because the demand is so high. And what is this leading to? More demand. Because I know one of the reasons why I got in was because I'm like, well, I might as well put my deposit down now because I can at least hold the price. And so people are like, well, if the prices are going to keep going up, let me at least put that money in there and get my reservation done. And I think a lot of people are doing that. And so the more Tesla's raising the prices up, the more people are reserving a car. And that's just going to push that timeline down the road, cranking demand up even higher, and then Tesla can raise the prices even higher. And then we've got the Cybertruck, who has over 1 million reservations. Think about that one just for a minute. If Austin is the only factory that's going to be producing the Cybertruck, and they have over 1 million reservations, they haven't even started production. Once they start to ramp it, even if they get up to 250,000 Cybertrucks a year, in production. That's still 4 years to meet the reservations that are out there now. That doesn't even include anybody else who wants one later or any extra reservations that have been coming in. Plus, in 2022, we're going to have the official announcement of the Model 2 or whatever we're going to call it, the $25,000 car. We're going to have the Semi actually starting to get ramped up for production even more. And, you know, solar is really starting to boom, and it's so quiet because everything else going on. But like Tesla can now do solar and energy in Texas. So there's a whole lot of other things that are going on and announcements. They're going to start looking at opening up new factories. So if they announce, hey, we're going to open up a second factory in China, or hey, we're going to open up a factory in India, things like that are just more positive catalysts to drive the stock even higher, to give people this reason to get into the stock and be like, oh my God, long term, Tesla is really just going to take over even more than we all thought. And what's great about Tesla being able to raise the prices of all their vehicles because of the demand, what ends up happening is they can offset all of the costs from their suppliers that have gone up. And we saw with Shanghai that, you know, Elon has said it himself that ramping a factory brings your margins down. It is. You know, you're going to have unforeseen costs that come in during a ramp. It happens. Now they have 2 factories. They've got Austin and Berlin that they're going to be ramping up next year. That's going to bring margins way down. So potentially those margins could go from 30 back down to 24, maybe a little bit lower because it's 2 factories ramping. So that's a potential. But with all the prices of all the vehicles going up, that could offset all of those margins dropping from factory ramp. Plus with the S and X coming back in, which they didn't have at the beginning of the Shanghai ramp, those margins are going to be higher as well. So we may be able to hold margins between 26 to 28 during the 2 factory ramps, which is still crazy high. And so because their demand is so high, having literally every vehicle that they could possibly produce being sold next year, and their margins being able to be basically manipulated however they want because demand is so high, they're going to keep on hitting quarter after quarter, record after record after record in sales, production, margins. They're going to keep on pushing this up. And even if margins dip for Q2 or Q1 and Q2 of next year, that's fine, because I'm kind of hoping the bears jump in and say, haha, see, their margins are coming down, to settle the price a little bit, to reconsolidate. Because if we do like a 6-month cycle where we're going to ramp up like we're doing right now, price gets high, dips down about 50% of that growth, and then we consolidate and then do it again, Q1 and Q2 will end up being that time where we can come down and consolidate, and then Q3 and Q4 next year is where we run again. Based on my predictions, if that happens, Q3 will see that split. Now here's the kicker and why I think it's going to 3x. We currently have demand so high for Teslas that they're all sold out. The demand for Tesla stock is also extremely high. That's why for every share that Elon is selling, basically there's a buyer. And this is going to continue all through next year. Now there's a lot of younger people getting into investing as well. And what's going to happen is the price for Tesla stock will be probably around the $1,500 to $2,000 mark, maybe by Q3 of next year. And younger investors are going to be like, that's so expensive, I don't want to get in. Despite the fact that they could get fractional shares, it's a psychological thing. And people just see stock price $2,000, too expensive for me. But if Elon drops a 5-to-1 split on it, bringing that price down to $500, maybe bringing it down to $300 depending on where the price is at the time, then these younger investors are like, oh, $300, that is an awesome price for Tesla stock. Now we have a new wave of investors coming in to scoop up all these shares. You and I know full well, when the stock splits, it changes the valuation not at all. I get it. But newer investors don't understand that. They just see a strict price. They see Tesla stock is $1,500 or Tesla stock is $300. I'll buy it at $300, but I won't buy it at $1,500, not understanding the mathematics behind it. And I think we're going to see that wave come in, and we'll see that Q3 to Q4, and then all of a sudden we're going to get this surge. So the stock will split from about $2,000 down to maybe about $400. We'll see that wave come in and push it up to $500, which is around that $3,000 pre-split price. And then we're going to see the typical post-split sell-off. So by the end of next year, we'll probably be around that $350 to $500 mark post 5-to-1 split. That's my prediction. And on tonight's video, we are going to have the oracles versus the suits price target prediction video. And I'm going to pit all of your predictions that you have given me versus the price target predictions that we have from all of the analysts. And I'm going to put them down here. We'll update it every quarter to see where we're at. And we're going to track these and see who is more accurate, whether it's us as the oracles retail investors or whether it's the professionals and the suits. And we'll see how this goes. So stay tuned for that tonight. Let me know down in the comments below what you think your 12-month price target is going to be for Tesla. I'm going to be doing that video probably about 8 to 12 hours. So you got some time, throw it in the comments. I'm taking all of them. I've got probably 20 of them right now, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. So throw your predictions in the comments down below. I'll tack all those together. I will throw them into our video tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you have not done so, please do so down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. I will see you guys tonight with all of our predictions. Let's see how it goes. I'll see y'all then. Thank you so much.